I want to tell you guys about 2 times that I felt like the Spirit of God that dwells within me was trying to tell me I was supposed to lay hands on someone. And if you don't know what I mean by lay hands, the biblical lay hands is like you can heal the sick or you can cast out demons. So I'm going to tell you 2 times that I felt in my being that I was supposed to, but I did not. And that's because I don't understand half the time what's being told to me. Um, and I don't have the courage or the faith level to do it. Okay. And, I was actually having a really bad day today. I was having a massively bad day. I feel like, the devil's attacking me a lot. And I think it's because I'm doing the right thing. So he's putting like doubt and fear, and he's causing me to have anxiety, and it's stressing me out because life's just not good right now. And I went to bed. Earlier because I wanted to record a lot this morning. There was so much I wanted to talk about, and it's like 11 right now, about to be 12 o'clock when I'm recording this. But it was like early this morning. Like I woke up at 5 a.m. and I didn't do anything. I wanted to for God, but I was so like up and down, stressed. It's so hard to, and I even got into prayer and tried to, get the strength, but nothing stopped anything. But I went to bed, so I went to sleep. Right, I just got so tired, and when I woke up, or I had a dream. I can't remember it completely right now, but it felt like another spiritual dream. It's like the second one. It's like been 2 nights in a row, and every one it was like I'm going to war. It's like I'm going to war. Um, this is what I'm going to tell these 2 experiences where I think God wanted me to lay hands on someone and cast out demons. So first one is I'm in the behavioral hospital, right? So I go to the behavioral hospital because I'm having like nervous breakdowns and stuff. And I remember in the behavioral hospital, all they do is force drugs on you, literally the whole time. I hated it. I'm not going to talk to. I'm going to talk about make another video about that. But they just force drugs on you. They barely talk to you, but they just force drugs on you. The only therapy or therapeutic thing that I got received there was the other patients, where we talked amongst each other. And what's funny is more times than not, most of the patients were coming to me to talk about their problems. But yeah, continuing on with this experience, the first one. I'm in there, and it's like the first or second day, and there's a Muslim guy there, and yeah, it was just a Muslim guy. Me and him clicked right away because we both believe in God. Um, but I remember I'm sitting there in the morning time. There's other people there, but they didn't tell me if they were Christian or what yet. A lot of them were very silent. But obviously, I was Christian, and I was doing pretty good in my faith at that time because it was right before I came to the behavioral hospital. When I was at the regular hospital, God had spoken to me and told me that if you don't have nothing to live for me. So I was in the behavioral hospital, and I had some strength because I was being carried by God when I was in there. So I was leaning completely on God when I was there. So I was somewhat okay versus how I was before. I had something to live for. So I remember I was telling my testimony to the Muslim guy there, and there was people around. I was telling them why I believe in Jesus Christ and why I believe in God and how I got here, like how I ended up becoming Christian. So the very next day, right, this lady that was sitting, she was sitting there around when I was telling the story. And I remember it's early in the morning, like super, we just woke up. Like we got you, when they wake you up, you got to take your vitals and all that. So I'm sitting there getting ready, get my vitals taken, and she's right there, and she's just looking at me. And she looks at me and she's like, I can't remember everything she says, but it's been a while. And this is why I should have listened to God and told you guys these stories from the get-go. But she's looking at me, and she's looking at me with confidence, like nowhere in the world. And I'm looking at her. I look back at her, and I'm not too like stressed about her looking at me because it's a behavioral hospital. I know that some of these people are really like messed up, so I'm not judging anybody, right? And plus, I messed up, all right. So it's hard for me to judge anyone. But she looks at me and she says basically that she's schizophrenic. She talks. She's like she hears voices. She confidently says that to me. No problem. Not worried. Does not care. She confidently tells me, and she tells me she hasn't told the doctors. Right? She's telling me, but she's not telling the doctors. Right? That she's schizophrenic. Right? And I remember when she told me this, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. Right? I'm a little like I think I was a little bit happy. Right? Or I'm trying to find a better word for it. Um, I don't know. I'm a little like because it felt good that someone was like coming to me about this, but at the same time, it was like, bro, I don't know what I can do for you. It's like you coming to the wrong one. Like that's how I felt. I'm like, bro, like I'm like, bro, I believe in God. I know God, but I don't know him like that. Right? That's how I was thinking. And so she's telling me about this, and I give her the advice, the only advice I can give her. I can't remember exactly what I tell her, but I don't crap on her at all. I don't give her I give her like neutral advice. The best that I could give her for what she was telling me, because she was a little bit worried about the voices. And again, I didn't know everything, so I don't know the full context of what's going on in her head or what she hears. But and she was Christian. She claimed to be Christian, and stuff like that. And then she actually asked me a couple things. She actually asked me a couple things. It was crazy. It was so crazy. At the time, I'm thinking it's crazy. But this is how people can see something about me that I didn't see about myself. But yeah, she told me about that. I gave her like some little words of wisdom and encouragement, especially about God. But I did not know exactly what to do. But right then and there, I felt like I should put hands on her. I felt like I should have, but I didn't because I didn't know what I was doing. I did not know what I was doing, and I didn't know if it was my place to do anything like that. Plus, I'm in the behavioral hospital. Are we even allowed to touch each other? I do not know. Right? So I did not do it. And then I think the second thing she said to me was she had a husband, because she voluntarily brought herself to that place, and it was a Christian mental behavioral hospital. But she voluntarily placed herself there, and she asked me something about her husband, and she was asking me if she's allowed to like voice her opinion in their relationship or to like pray for her husband. And I'm like, obviously. And then I told her about like a whole bunch of great women, great women that believed in God in the Bible. And I told her about all those women, like all the ones that I've learned about throughout the Bible. I told her about them and how amazing they were. And like, obviously we need women that are close to God and pray for us and help us. Like we need help. Like we can't do this by ourselves. That's your job. Literally your job is to help us, aid us, speak up. Like obviously, like you're our equal. It's okay. So I helped her with that. So it was nice. Like she came to me. There was a lot of people that came to me. Not everyone came to me about Christian stuff, but she literally came to me, told me stuff she didn't even tell her doctors, and asked me for advice. And all I told them was about my testimony the day prior. Literally. Okay. So the second experience was after everything had happened to me. I think this is not before the behavioral hospital. So this one happened before the behavioral hospital. I remember the breakup happened. I'm stressed. I'm going through it, right? I'm going through it. The breakup happened. I don't want to lose my kids. And I'm sitting down with my ex. And I remember I'm sitting across from her. She does not care about nothing I'm saying. She does not care. She wants to do what she wants to do. You can feel it. You can see it in like her behavior. And so it was nothing like you can tell there was nothing I do, but I felt desperate. I felt like there's like I have to do something. And remember, I'm thinking around this time, God already told me to let her go. And I remember I'm sitting across from her and I just got this feeling, lay hands on her, right? And obviously I didn't do it because I remember the first thought that came to mind was, that's weird. That's weird. She's going to look at me like I'm crazy, right? She's going to look at me like I'm crazy. So I didn't do it. And again, I just didn't feel confident in doing something like that. It's like, it's weird, bro. I don't know nothing about that. So I didn't do it. I did not do it. But when I look at that situation and I look at everything that's happened to me, I remember when this first all came down, obviously I was very against God. I need to make some more testimonies or more videos about my experiences and things I've done. But I remember when this first came crashing down, I was like, this is the devil, right? I was like, this is the devil, because I was never perfect in my relationship. But again, I was trying to get close to God because I wanted to be perfect in my relationship. I wanted everything to be good. I wanted everything to be great because I have kids. So I was like, this is the devil, because the devil knew this was the only thing that could destroy me. Literally, that's why I was so mad at God at the beginning of this, is because when God found me, granted, I was in the trash. I was not in a good place, right? And thank God he saved me by coming to me and intervening in my life. But if he didn't intervene, what made me stressed about everything was like, I felt like God could have let me leave, because I was going to leave her before this all even happened 5 years ago. Granted, I wouldn't have known my kids. Again, that's why God saved me, right? In a way, because if he didn't intervene, I would have abandoned my kids, and my kids needed me. And I wouldn't have been the man I am today without having them. So in a way, it was good, but it was like, I felt like God could have let me leave, then intervened, and then showed me, hey, I'm real. You know what I mean? But he didn't do that. That's why I was so stressed. I'm like, bro, I would have been more free if you had done it at a different time, instead of letting me fall in love with all of them and then letting them leave me, and then letting her leave me later. Like, that's why I was so mad with God. It was like, I felt like he could have went about it differently, but this is how he went about it. But again, I'm not crapping on God and his plans and how he does things. I understand that God let this happen to strengthen me, to get me to this point. It had to have happened. I've had to love them. I had to love all of them. This all had to play out the way it played out. So yeah, sorry for rambling on a little more than what I wanted to, but yeah, those are the two experiences that I had where I felt like I was supposed to lay hands on someone. And it's funny because I asked God for the gift of healing when I was actually in the relationship with her, which is funny. It's the same thing, the same reason why I was going to go be homeless or backpack across the country. I thought I was going to heal the sick and stuff like that as I backpacked across the country, because when I was thinking about backpacking, I was only going backpacking to get closer to God and to do whatever God told me to do, because I had no reason to live. So yeah. Yeah, those are the experiences. Again, sorry for rambling. I have a lot to talk about. Thank God for that dream. Whatever it completely was, I don't remember the entire dream, but it was definitely like a spiritual warfare type of dream where I'm supposed to combat evil, and it's hard to explain. Like, I can't completely grasp the dream anymore, but I want to try to work it out after I get off of here. I'm probably not going to tell you guys about it, but I'm just going to try to work it out with myself and God. But thank you guys for listening. You guys, God bless. Take care. Peace.